Welcome back to Salt Creek. I'm John.
I'm Terry.
Today we're going to show you what to do with the big water barrels after you buy them and you fill them. And how you're going to get your water out. We're going to show you a couple easy ways to do that.
The most common method is this, which is a siphon that just screws onto your barrel and then you're able to pump it out into a bucket. That's kind of a pain. So we're going to show you what we feel is a better option, and it involves a DIY project. Okay, so since we're using reclaimed lumber, we've already gone through and removed any staples, screws, nails, that kind of thing, so that it's ready to use. The other thing that you need to watch when you're using reclaimed lumber, you'll get slivers like crazy because it's not that fresh milled lumber that you get lots of wear and tear and slivers on it. In fact, there's a big old one right there. You could pop off on the bottom of this board. It's gonna end up in someone's hand. So now we'll get to getting these cut, and then we'll go over the measurements and the assembly as we assemble it. Okay, so on our modified plan that I came up with because of our particular needs, the legs are now 53.5 inches long. Installing these 24-inch cross braces, 11 inches down from the top and 10.5 inches up from the bottom. And it'll make more sense why I'm doing that as we get further into this. Now, you could use hand nails, a drill, hand screws, whatever it is that you have. I'm only using the nailer because I have it. Okay, I'm gonna double check. Okay, that's my 11-inch, as is that. Okay, this is our 2.0 because when I went to assemble it last time, I put these leg assemblies on wrong. Your legs need to be on the outside. I assembled it with these on the outside. We'll still be able to use it for a barrel, but not this particular project. So all is not lost, but we had to do 2.0, which actually ended up being a good thing because we realized that we needed to tweak a couple of things on it. First one is the hardest. Yeah, because even if I laid it down right now, it wouldn't be any better because I'd be frightened keeping the two leg assemblies up. Now I can lay it down and I can do the others because the leg assemblies are attached. And see, this is the foot, which doesn't quite perfectly line up. Because I was like, see, that's the one foot.
Yep.
So now the bucket will fit here. And just like that, this simple stand, driveway's not completely level, it's 25 years old, life goes on. So you'll notice some sway in it. There's only rocking, as in there's no racking. Okay, so I'm not gonna finish doing the rest of the 45s, but you can see how I did this. It doesn't 100% secure it, but it's
not going in.
There's not very much movement in it. I will off camera finish out the other two on bottom and the 4 in the back. Now the way that this works is you unscrew this top one. Remember that bucket tool we told you guys about in the last video? It's also a barrel tool. Stick it in there and unscrew that. You can fill the barrel through that, and because of this hose connecting, it'll actually fill both barrels at the same time, but that also means that when you use this to fill a bucket, it's pulling you have 110 gallons instead of having one barrel here and then trying to use this barrel. And
the gravity that you'll actually, if you wanted to, you could attach a little hose there and you get a little bit of length out of it just because the amount of gravity from it. The bigger the tank, the more gravity you have, the higher it is. That's self-explanatory, but this setup is great. 2 days worth of water, maybe a week's worth of water. Remember, it's a gallon per person per day. That includes your drinking and your hygiene and everything.
The spot where we're going to keep this is under our deck, and our clearance under our deck is 6 feet. So right here is 6 feet without getting into the structure of the deck. And so underneath our deck, it will be protected from the elements. It won't get UV on it, so they won't break down as fast. We won't get the algae growth because you're not getting the sunshine on it. That was another reason why we went with this type of a hose rather than like a piece of clear vinyl that you could get, by the foot, because then you're gonna grow algae in it if it's in sunlight. The other thing is you can, this is just a single 2-up. You can do however many barrels that you want in a line. You can even connect them, you can connect, and down through to where you only have one spigot at the end, and you connect all of those barrels in. So basically, this plan, whatever you want it to be, but it makes having your 55-gallon water barrel so much more usable and so much more accessible, in our opinion. And that's why we wanted to show you guys this. Now, to go over it one more time, in order to have this bucket underneath, we might even be able to fit a 5-gallon under there as I'm looking at it. I made these legs at 53.5 plus a 2x4 on the bottom, so that's another 1.5 inches. So the legs are a total of 55 inches tall. These cross pieces are 27 inches. These side pieces are 24 inches. So I cut 4 at 53.5, 4 at 27, or 6 at 27, including the feet, and then 4 at 24. You can't make it much more simple than that. The 45s, I think they're a foot from long point to long point. I like to keep my barrel tool, bucket tool, whatever you want to call it, on my stand. We actually have a version of this stand out where we have our animals so that we can fill it once a week, every other week, and water our animals because we have to string a hose anytime we want to do that. Having that just makes it so much more convenient for us too. And I have the tool hanging on it also. We'll tag the stuff that we got.
One thing too is check your local garage sale websites because
Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist,
at least where we're at, they're on Facebook Marketplace all the time for fairly cheap. We're talking like $25. These are really expensive if you buy them brand new, but that is an option to get recycled ones that were used for food product. You just rinse them out real good.
You don't want to get cleaning.
Yeah, you don't want to get anything that's chemical for this. Just clean them out real good. Usually they're pretty cleaned out by the time
even our feed stores sell recycled ones.
And so just check your local feed and ranch stores before you go and spend $75, $80 on a new one.
So let us know if you've seen something like this, if you're interested in trying something like this. What applications would you use it for? Or would you use it? Yeah,
just remember it's a gallon per person per day. So after you get past your first 3 days, I would keep that in smaller containers. This is more of your week, a couple weeks of supply just in case,
But again, remember that if you have dogs, cats, livestock, we don't have city water or power's out for wells or whatever, you still need to water your animals too, in addition to the humans.
Or your garden. I would do rain barrels for garden.
But so anyway, let us know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, give us your feedback.
And we'll see you next time.